is video of the unknown. What is it? Is it real? And what is it doing there?
Now they're speaking out, saying there are UFOs in U.S. airspace and they need to be taken seriously.
A family in Highland, Michigan believes their house is actually haunted and thinks something is harming their little girl. They're unidentified in U.S. airspace.
The U.S. Navy has finally acknowledged that videos appearing to show UFOs flying through the air are real.
I'm Todd Bates. I've been investigating the paranormal for years, yet still have no definite answers. Join me on this mysterious journey as we discuss all things paranormal, right down to the little gnomes. Why do millions experience these mysterious phenomenon, yet we have no proof? Welcome to Haunted Voices Radio, where I try and gather the pieces that may one day form yet another puzzle.
And a good evening, one and all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Haunted Voices Live right here, WLTK-DB.com. That's where you need to scuttle on over to. Check it out over there. You can watch live, listen live from there. Of course, YouTube, Facebook, all the good fun stuff on this fantastic, stormy Friday night, September the what? 23rd already. Insane. We've got Nicole with us. Nicole, how are you?
I'm fabulous tonight. Super excited. You know what? I have missed that .com. I missed that. I can't tell you how much I've missed it.
The resting.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, the resting point. It's fun. It's fun.
It is.
We got a great show. We got Henry San Miguel coming on here in just a little while. We're going to be talking about his radio career. We're going to be talking about the development, the founding of Paranormal Perception. We're going to talk about all kinds of cool stuff with the OC Paracon coming on that you're a part of, Nicole. You're going to be speaking at.
Very honored. Super excited. Next weekend.
Hi, John. Hi, Meg. Hi, everybody joining us here, trickling in there. Hi, honey. There. Look at I'm wearing the grandpa t-shirt.
Oh, I love it. That's so cool.
I
Gotta
miss
support
my
the
Brody.
t-shirt.
Too long. It's been too long. We're going to have to get together. Things are going crazy, though. Things are good. But how has things been with you? Now, we didn't have a chance to talk last time before the break. What's been going on in the world of Nicole?
Oh, just same old, busy, just doing a lot of podcasting. I have a new book coming out in December. I'm taking the self-publishing route. So I've been traditionally published. Now we're going to do some self-publishing. So that's the Afterlife Chronicles as my show. So that's coming out. So that's exciting.
Beyond cool.
Yeah.
You're a good writer. You're one of those writers I can actually stay in focus with. There's some writers where I skip off and lose focus.
Really? Oh my God. You know what? That means the world to me.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That made my day or night, I should say. That's cool.
Tough time with what do they call that? Comprehension.
Yeah, I think we all do to an extent. Our attention spans are just going like this. It's crazy.
A little dense. I think I just
Yep.
think dense. No, but it's going to be great. And well, hi Brody. He's watching too. But what we've got coming up, I was telling Nicole and Henry this a little bit before, is I'm actually getting back out in the field again tomorrow for the first time in since 2010.
Yay!
On
Super exciting.
cool investigation type. We're going to be doing a tour as well, but there's going to be some different things in there. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm nervous. I'm so rusty. Oh my goodness, my sister's watching. Hi, Tom.
Oh wow! Hello. That's awesome. All in
It's
the
fantastic.
family.
The whole family showed up.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So
You
get
know what?
back on
Just
the
be
field.
yourself. Be yourself.
Yeah. I think that's just the easiest way is there's I'm going to remember some of these things, but I'm going to forget a lot more as well. So it's tough. It's tough to do something. It's like getting back onto a horse after it just kicked you off.
Yeah, and you'll find that it all comes back, you
Mm.
know? So, that's just my advice. You're gonna be great.
Yeah, it's going to be some fun stuff.
I'm
What I want
very
to do,
happy
though,
for you.
I've got something else I want to talk about, but I'm going to wait till next week to talk about
Okay.
that, Nicole.
Okay.
Just wait till next week because
Yeah.
I want to get Henry going here. We got a lot to talk about. And I want to get a break out of the way, all the fun stuff. That way we can get to the goodies, folks. That's what we're waiting on. So hang tight. We're going to take a quick break here. Pay attention to the break. Pay attention to this break.
Ooh,
It's next
see?
weekend. So definitely pay attention. OCParacon.com. Check it out. We'll be back in just a moment. More Haunted Voices on the way with Henry San Miguel coming up.
Woohoo!
Hi, everybody. This is Patty Negri.
Hi, I'm Pete Orbea.
Hi, this is Nicole Strickland.
My name is Hero.
My name is Sean Clem.
Hey everybody, Cleet Keith here, author of Ghost of Greystone Beverly Hills. I'm excited to invite you to the OC Paracon, which is going to be the first week in October.
Now that's just some of the people you're going to meet at Orange County Paracon. That would be Anaheim's first ever paranormal conference. I'm Henry, the organizer and also the host of Paranormal Perception, inviting you to meet those people that you just saw. You'll meet everybody, including some guests, some people that we haven't even announced on the website. It's going to be a surprise. Everything, info, tickets available on that website, ocparacon.com. Hope to see you to kick off our favorite time of the year in Anaheim at OC Paracon.
Six minutes past the hour. You are watching Haunted Voices right here on WLTK-DB.com. Get over there to the website, check it out. While you're there, download the mobile app. You can listen to us through the mobile app as well. That thing's out there. People are loving that thing, digging it. It's got some cool gadgets on there. More stuff's coming. If I don't break it, more stuff's coming, folks. Hang in there. Hang in there. But tonight, we have got an amazing guest, Nicole.
Yes, we
He's
do.
hopping around all over. This guy's hot business right now.
Yes, he is.
I am blessed that we even have him. Henry San Miguel. Now he's just the organizer of the OC Paracon, the commercial you just saw. We're going to talk about his radio career, how that started, his development into his show, and his interest in the paranormal. All that's coming up. So if you guys have any questions, post those over there on the side. Any comments, put them there in the side chat. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, wherever you're talking from, it'll show up there and we'll put those on screen. Nicole's monitoring that.
And this is a nice comment right here. I'm going to flash it right now.
Amy, hi,
Yeah.
good to see you. Yeah, it's nice. They're coming out of the woodworks. We've been gone a little while, Nicole.
I know, right? What? Almost a year? Nuts.
Yeah, almost a year.
It's good to be
Without
back.
further ado, shall we bring him in, Nicole?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Henry San Miguel, welcome to the show. It's great to have you, my friend.
Hey, Todd. Hey, Nicole. Thanks for inviting me to this family reunion. It looks like it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the gang's all here.
Yeah. Again, and this should be fun. Thanks for inviting me again.
Oh,
Although I wish,
course.
Todd, you were saying you were getting storms, and Nicole, I wish we were send some of those our way because it's
I know.
8:00 Pacific time. It's 80 degrees outside.
Right? I know. Oh my gosh. Oh no, another heat wave we're getting too. Please
Yeah.
don't. That's a whole nother
Would
conversation.
it make you guys feel better if I told you we actually have the heat on right now?
Oh
it's
no.
We have it on too. It's just natural heat.
Yeah.
The sun.
It's
And Henry, there is so much that I want to talk to you about. I want to pick your brain because you are an amazing individual. You're a force to be reckoned with. You really are.
yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. You are great for this community. But what I want to start out with is your journey. I'm fascinated with radio on the digital side, especially. But your curiosity, your journey, I'm interested and fascinated in that. How did it happen? Where'd you stumble upon this microphone of yours?
This one in particular, radio actually came completely by accident into my life. I think I talked to Nicole about this when I was on her show. I never wanted to be in radio. I never even knew how you would get into radio. Everybody listened to radio. We listened to music, sports, but I never thought about, I could do that. Never thought that. I never knew how you would do it. So I always wanted to be either a child psychologist or a high school counselor. That was actually my major when I went to college. Radio came into my life completely by accident when I was about 9.5, almost 10 years old. I think it was my sister. Yeah, my sister took me to a shopping mall, and a radio station that I used to listen to back then. They had their station van there. I don't even know if the radio station still have station vans. They don't do that anymore. But they were giving out stickers and usual stuff they used to give out. And I introduced myself to the DJ because it happened to be one that I used to listen to every night. And I guess he thought he thought a cool kid because he invited me to go to the radio station. He went to meet my parents. Obviously, they were going to let me go to some stranger's house. Station. So when I went to the station, I was hooked because it was like stepping into the Millennium Falcon, to the space shuttle. All the lights and people calling in and the music playing, and it was just fun. It didn't. To this day, I don't call it a job. I've never said I got to go to work. I always say I don't work. I get paid to play because I really do. Even when I switched from music to talk radio, it's still fun. Yeah. It's very addicting, as both of you know. Nicole knows that.
Totally.
You can't wait till the next show. So it was completely by accident. And throughout my career, you'll probably ask me about that in more detail. But throughout my career, I always tell people I was very blessed, very lucky to learn from and work with the people that I learned from. Because a lot of them are now considered radio icons.
Wow.
Truly amazing.
Yeah.
It's like it was, and some people don't like this word, but I use it. It's like it was your destiny. You were meant to do it, and you love it, and you're good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I said it on your show. I'm one of those people that does not believe in coincidences. I really do believe everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
And even though, like I said, I wanted to be high school counselor, I wanted to be a child psychologist. There's a reason why my sister, because she never took me anywhere, because she was the older sister. She never really took me anywhere because I got to take my brother along. Fine. And there was a reason why she took me to the mall on that day, and that everything was there, and that started this journey, like Todd put it.
Exactly. That's awesome.
And a beautiful journey it is. I mean, it does lead you to a lot of places. It introduces you to a lot of people. I don't know. It completely changes your personality. It develops your personality. It really does. But with what you've done, Henry, what you've come across, the show itself. Now, did your show come before or after the paranormal? Did you have an interest in the paranormal? Did you?
The paranormal came first. Because when my first paranormal experience, when I saw full bodied apparitions in my rooms, that's when I was 4 years old.
Oh wow!
Radio didn't come into my life, like I said, till I was 9 years old. So
okay.
The interest in the paranormal, it was there from age 4, maybe before that, because somehow I knew what ghosts and monsters and all that was. But it wasn't until I actually saw them in my room that number one, to this day I can't explain how I knew, but I knew there were living people in my room. They were ghosts. I knew that. But after that, radio came in, and the paranormal honestly they never crossed paths. The only time they would, in a way, is October, because I was in music radio, so every music station, have to do something for Halloween, bring in psychics, bring in a witch, let's go to a haunted house for that one day. And I was the only one who, every time they brought in those psychics, the mediums, the witches, all the spooky people on Halloween, I was the only one who actually took them seriously. Everything they were saying, I didn't say it on the air, but in my head I was thinking, yeah, I've seen that, I've experienced that, yeah, that too. I've seen people, I've seen dead people, all of that. So, and some of them took me aside after when we were off the air, and they asked me, "Hey, you were the only one that wasn't like laughing at us. I mean, you were laughing because we had to do it on the air, But we could tell you're taking this seriously. Why is that? And I would tell them. And radio, again, don't believe in coincidences. It introduced me to a lot of professionals in the field. I didn't even know there was that. There were paranormal professionals. I guess I just made up another word. I didn't know there were parapros, trademark.
Parapros, yeah.
But radio, again, being lucky, introduced me to people who, number one, confirm that no, I'm not crazy. I am seeing, hearing these things, and they gave me a little explanation as to who or what possibly they could be.
You always hear that one, or maybe it's a series of encounters that people have that spark their interest.
Yeah.
So, and we have a couple questions. One is, Henry, do you investigate with Todd? And then, do you have abilities?
Do I investigate with Todd? No, only because we're states apart. If we were closer, yeah, we definitely would.
Yep.
Do I have abilities? Yes, I have the ability to speak on a microphone.
I love it.
Don't sell yourself short.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
Yeah.
I think everyone does to an extent.
I can't. I'm a little tall. But no, seriously. Yeah, dad jokes. He has there's another ability now that I'm a dad. Is there such a thing, Todd, as grandpa jokes? I haven't heard that. They always say dad jokes, but
yes, I'm studying them now.
I'm studying. Well, I'm not a grandpa yet, but when I am, I'm going to you. You'll be my mentor on that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will be here.
Yeah, but no, the abilities, no, and I'm very sensitive. Not quite intuitive. Patty Negri, you saw her on the commercial a second ago. She's a good friend. She always tells me, you are gifted. I don't think I am to her level, or like Peter Bea, that when he was awake, and I don't have it to their level. But I do get that that weird feeling.
Gut feeling.
Yeah.
And I do, to this day, I still, not like all the time, but I do when we go somewhere, even if I don't know if it's haunted or somebody doesn't tell me that this is a haunted building, I know it is, because I feel it. I see things sometimes, like shadows out of the corner of my eyes, or I definitely hear things. I hear breathing sometimes. I've heard clear voices that I've never heard him call my name. It's always hi, or who is it, or something like that. So I never get scared. It's quite the opposite. Even after all these years, that curiosity is still there. I want to know more. When I hear things, when I feel things, I don't run away like most normal people would. I run to I don't say danger, but I run to what I want to know what it is. Who's saying hi? Who's talking to me? What's the story here?
Right on.
Yeah, you're not going to pull a dude run kind of thing and take
off.
Oh
no.
Run to it. Yeah, that's the fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone, I think everyone's open. I think everyone's psychic and intuitive to an extent. Some people are just more open to it and maybe more practiced in it. So yours is going to develop as it should, in my opinion. So
I'm going to agree with that as well, Nicole. That's a good analogy, because I think everybody has that ability.
Yeah.
Choose not to use it.
Yeah, on the show, and again, when I was meeting the psychics, the mediums, when I was in radio in my younger days, I do agree with a lot of them say, and I've read in some books, that everyone is psychic. I do believe that now that I know more about the paranormal, the supernatural, I do believe that. However, our third eye, if you will, gets closed because life happens. All the noise that's coming out is work, taking the kids to school, whatever your life is. We tend to focus on that, and that closes that third eye. But I bet you, for example, I wasn't shocked when, and I think, Nicole, you and I talked about this privately, not on the air, during the pandemic, when we were all locked down, and we weren't going outside. There was no traffic. It was a miracle here in LA. There was no traffic for the first
right. Tell me about it.
Yeah. But one thing I noticed is there were a lot of people that suddenly were awakened. Suddenly they discovered that they had psychic abilities, or they could hear this, or they could see things that they never noticed before. Why? Because they're not going to work, unless they're even working from home. You're working from home. during that whole time, and really everything was shut down. But everything was quiet. It was quieter than usual than it is now that we're getting back to normal, reopening back up. So a lot of people, they discovered their third eye opened again, and it was a whole new. I'm not going to sing, but it's a whole new world, and that confirmed to me at least that all this noise, all life getting in the way, it closes people's third eye. So I really do believe all of us have psychic abilities, but again, because of life, it just closes off.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And then you hear a lot of people too talking about ascension going on,
Yeah.
in the cosmos. There's this ascension going on, and that's part of the reason why there's this discord in the world today. So that's kind of interesting when people talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
So
And there's so much. There's so many people with those abilities and that have the clouded mind as well. Medications and things like that will cloud your
mhm.
mind and,
Yeah.
and just stress and worry, all that. Uh,
Mhm.
I've noticed that. I'm as sensitive as a brick, but I've got gut feelings. When something happens, they
Yeah.
tend to be pretty accurate. No, but there's a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff here, Henry. And you have come a long way since 4 years old and seeing this apparition. Now, did you form a team? Did you get out there, get in the thick of it and try to find some real answers? Did you really figure anything out while you were out there?
No, I never formed a team because, again, kind of like everything else, I didn't know there were such things as teams, as investigative teams. It was the coolest thing when I discovered that. And it was back in the San Francisco Bay Area where I grew up, again, through radio. I don't even think they're around anymore, but it was a team in San Francisco that used to, they didn't call themselves investigators. It was a play on Ghostbusters because I think the movie had just come out at the time. So everybody wanted to be a Ghostbuster, but they actually did it for not. They don't have the the guns and all the stuff that you see in the movie, but they actually went out and investigated, and that was the first time I learned about somebody getting EVPs. I didn't know what that was. A couple of them used dowsing rods. I didn't know what that was. That was to me that was the coolest thing, seeing them move. And then that was the first time I saw. It wasn't even a REM pod, but it was I guess an early version of a REM pod. The millimeter, all the stuff that everybody knows today. To me that was the first time seeing it. So kind of like my first time in a radio station, seeing all these lights go off and reacting. They're asking, "Is anyone here?" And the dowsing rods move, and this is the coolest thing ever. So I didn't join a team, not because I didn't want to. It's just again, kind of like what I just said right now. My life radio that got in the way. So, I had my I was doing a morning show at the time, and then I got moved to afternoon. So I was doing that. And, then I had to go do, the clubs and introduce the concerts, all the stuff that comes with being on the radio.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, I just wanted to sleep. Really, that's all I wanted to do.
Catch up on that sleep.
Yeah. Hasn't changed much today. Although I want a little bit more sleep today than I did the weekend. But no, I never did. I didn't start investigating properly until this millennium. And I'm not part of a team. It's when I cover Paracons, like OC Paracon, when I cover things like that, or with my production company when we shoot TV shows or pilots. Those are I'm not part of the investigation, but I'm there. I'm seeing
There you
what
see
the
it.
investigators are doing. So I've seen everyone has different methods. They're basically, it's kind of like radio. We're all doing the same thing. We're playing music, we're talking if it's talk, but it's just the way how you play the music, what you say around the music, how you talk about issues of the day. It's the same stories, the same news stories, just everybody has a different take on it. It's the same thing with paranormal investigating. We're all doing the same thing. We're looking for answers. We're looking for whatever the spirits want to tell us, but we all have different ways to do it. And that with investigating in particular, I think that comes from our backgrounds. Meaning when we had our first experience, what was our experience? Was it scary? Was it enlightening? Was it emotional because you saw a family member? Whatever your experience was, I really think you bring that to your investigating style if you become an investigator. Where if your first experience was just random or a door moved or something, and you're so gung-ho about it. That's why, kind of like what you see on the television shows, that's why it's I want you to push me, touch me now, push me, scratch me, do something to me. But people who have experienced grandma or a family member or a friend, they have more respect for it, because they realize, well, if my grandma came to visit me, this might be someone's grandma or someone's husband or
Yeah,
family.
exactly.
So there's that respect that comes with it. So that's why I say, depending on your experience, what you bring to the paranormal, to the supernatural, that's how people invest or approach investigating.
Well,
That's a good way. Yeah, that's very well said.
well said.
And then at this time, I've been waiting to insert this, but this is a comment or a question for Todd. So
Stand up. I want to see your
I'm
full.
sorry, I was trying to insert
I
it
know it's
somewhere.
weird, but
Okay, wait. We need some lighting, music.
I'm sorry, I was
You
trying
can
to
just
figure out the
spin.
right one. There you go. I can't read it.
best
I'm
dad
blind.
gets promoted to grandpa.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Yay.
Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to find the right time to.
Poor Nicole's like, where the hell do I put this?
When can I put this? And then and then Amy is asking, okay, where are we all located? I'm from San Diego.
I'm in Anaheim.
Illinois.
There you have it.
Itty bitty town.
Yeah.
Yeah. So getting back to this, let's talk about the formation of Paranormal Perception real quick, and then I want to get into the conference.
Okay.
The formation of the show, that's not an easy task. There's a lot of shows out there these days, Henry, a lot of them, and it's tough to have one without getting lost in the mix somewhere. What are some things you thought about? What brought you to developing your own show?
When I first came up with Paranormal Perception, that we did think about it for a long time. We is my original co-host, and she's actually the one that came up with the name Paranormal Perception. We both came up with a list. She only came up with one name, Paranormal Perception.
I love it.
I love it. I love it.
And at the time, she just came up with it because I guess it just sounded cool. But I was telling Nicole when I was on her show, it was very prophetic, because especially 2020 and into now, the show really has transformed a lot into more than just ghost and investigations. It covers really everything, including real world issues, not politics, but just the pandemic and the lockdown, the fear that came with all of that, and how we as humans, how we react or don't react. So it fits. The name Paranormal Perception fits.
It does.
But we thought about it because I've done radio, like I said, music, and then I made the switch to talk at the turn of the century. That sounds ancient every time I say that. She's never been on the radio, but she's a content creator. She does they play what's it called, the Twitch, when they play the video games and people watch you. She did that. Neither one of us were investigators or part of a team, but both of us have had a ton of experiences. I've shared a few here. Her and her sister, she had a lot of experience. She's from Kentucky. She lived right around the corner from Waverly Hills.
Oh, that's phenomenal. I've been there. That's great.
They've had a lot of experiences that they can't explain. So we sat down and we said, okay, well, if we do this, at the time, like you said, Todd, there were hundreds of paranormal shows hosted by people that have decades of experience. Not the Warrens, but they've been doing it for a long, long time. And I've seen this and I've done that and I did this. And so we're like, what are we going to add to that? Because we've never, we've seen things, experienced things in our home, but we'll tell that story. Okay, there's episode 1. Now what? So we were, at the time, we were doing another podcast called the Geek Speak Show, which was an interview show, and we were interviewing the Marvel guys, Star Wars, all this stuff, all the geek culture stuff, Netflix shows, things like that. Yeah. And so we said, well, why don't we do it like that? And I always tell people, it's in the archives. If you go to the website and go back to the first season, you can hear the difference. The first season started off good. It premiered at a live event in Lake Tahoe. There was a live event, and we premiered the show there. Debuted to everybody. Our first guest was John Zaffis.
Oh, nice.
The bar kind of high, and then from there it got better. But then there was a period where it became what I call an MTV show, where it's just people come on and it's like, yeah, I saw a ghost, and oh my god, it's a ghost. Oh, and Erin liked that. She was younger than me. She liked that kind of stuff. With me, in my head, I kept saying that's not what I wanted for Paranormal Perception. That's not paranormal. So when she left, I took advantage of that and reformatted the show again. But the new co-host that I had, they were both mediums. One was a witch, or it wasn't Patty, but one was a witch. And so they knew more. And then I brought my my original paranormal consultant, Doug Carnahan, who's no longer with us. He passed away in 2020. But with his experience, because he's one of those that did it for almost 40 years, so he had a lot. And he called himself an extreme haunt survivor, because my first experience was seeing apparitions. They weren't scary or anything. They were scary to me because I don't know what they were. Doug's, not only was it scary, it was physically violent. I'll give you just the highlights. He was watching the football game because he was a Raiders fan. He was watching the football game. He got up to get a beer or something, and he was coming back. He says he remembers feeling or hearing like electricity in the air, and then suddenly he was just picked up and thrown across the room.
Whoa.
If anybody's watching and and you remember Doug was a big guy. So to pick up Doug takes a lot of energy to push someone his size. Ooh. And that was first he thought, okay, what the hell is in this beer? But then it happened again. So that's what told him, okay, what's going on here? And from that point on, he had something, I don't want to say demonic. He never said demonic, but it's something dark, a dark entity that was violent, pushing him, scratching him, that was following him the whole time. So obviously he had a lot of experience, a lot of things that he could add. That's why he became our paranormal consultant. So when we would say something and we didn't know, or if we said something that it wasn't quite right, he would jump in and add his knowledge and his experience.
Did he research like his property, his house, anything like that, the land, or talk to his neighbors, see if anyone else had anything similar?
He did. No one did. It was just something that was, for whatever reason, attached to him. And we talked about it off the air. I mean, we did an episode one time. I think it was a Halloween episode where people wanted scary stories. So nothing scarier than getting thrown across the room. So Doug shared those stories.
Yeah, and that's rare as heck. I mean, my goodness, something psychokinetic was going on.
But no, he doesn't. Well, I guess. Well, maybe he knows now that he's on the other side, but we don't know why that thing attached itself to Doug. No one ever found out why.
Wow, that's just wow. He must have been so frightened. Can you imagine being thrown across the room?
No.
Wow.
The funny thing is, he wasn't. He would, like we said earlier, he would go right to, hey Pete. He would go right to the danger, actually. But although he did, and this is something that when I'm filming investigators, or if I'm just on the background of an investigation, I always remember something that Doug always used to say. He said, "Whenever in doubt, get the hell out." So
that's a good motto. That's an absolute good motto. Yep. I mean, I've even had real quick, like on audio, and I've asked, is it okay that we're here and we ask you questions? There have been a couple of times where we've heard audibly no, and then that's it. We'll leave.
Yeah. So, and I've experienced the same thing. Sherry and I did a test run not too long ago, and we had that heebie-jeebie feeling, and we had that urge to leave. And it was after that question was asked. Yeah, you don't stick around, and you just
I don't think we talked about this, Todd. Going with the name of your show, Haunted Voices. Mm-hmm. I have had and even we did one where it was an investigation. There were no cameras. We were filming, but it was during a break, and three of us, including me, went down to a section we knew was haunted, and we started asking questions. We started getting answers, and then the deep voice came in because we asked him, or somebody asked him, "Who are you?" And it said, "Demon." And I said, "Okay, that's it, done. Let's go."
Time to go.
Yeah,
time to go.
Yeah, and I've heard a growl, not over EVP, an actual growl. I'd never experienced it. I've heard people say that, and honestly, until I heard it, I had my doubts. How can you hear it? Maybe it's a dog or some kind of animal. But I was going, and there was somebody else behind me, so it was two of us who actually heard it. So we were going up the stairs to set up a shoot, and then suddenly I just hear. I used to have a German Shepherd. It sounded like when he used to get angry.
Okay.
And I said, okay, wait. His name was Silver. Silver's been gone for decades now. It can't be Silver. He can't follow me here. So, it was really close. I could have reached out and it could have bitten me or whatever. I didn't. But it sounded like it was that close.
Yeah, Pete says I have one that is creepy. Growls are not cool. Ha ha.
Yeah, they're not. That's not a good thing. I mean, they have their ways of letting you know
Yeah.
that you're not wanted,
Oh yeah.
And I, for one, would not hang out in an area. Some may do that to get extra evidence, maybe to.
Yeah, not my style.
That's not my style. I mean,
No.
I get sick just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I always follow like I told you with what Doug used to say. When in doubt, get the hell out. However, the caveat to that is when I'm there with my production company and we're doing the filming.
Yes,
stay there. We can't get out.
That's what I'm saying, Henry. When you're there,
Yeah,
you're filming these things. Let's say something does happen, you have to stay there and film it. You can't take off.
yeah. That's why we don't. When people hear that I have a production company, they think it's just paranormal stuff. We do some, but it's not just paranormal. We do everything. However, when I hire new, especially camera people that are going to go out in the field with us, I somewhere in the interview before they get hired, I let them know. I said, okay, look, we also do paranormal shows, and especially with Unearthing the Supernatural. I think both of you know them now.
Mm-hmm.
When we do stuff with them, it literally within a minute, 2 minutes, there's stuff happening, and it's not human spirits, it's entities, not demons, but it's something that they're demonic, but they're entities, they're spirits that from the land and from the earth and giants and all kinds of things, and they know what they're doing. Hero, he speaks their language, the spiritual language, so they're fine. Sometimes the camera is shaking because that's us shaking because you feel it, you hear it. Something I've felt the ground shake the last time we shot with them, and the voices come through the spirit boxes. And you know that feeling that we all said we get. It is going like amped up to like 20 million. Everything in you is saying like Doug just say get the hell out, but you gotta stay there because you're
gotta stay there.
Yeah.
and just bite it and go through it.
Yeah,
it'd be tough. That'd be a hard call.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had some tremendous ITC captures at the Rancho Buena Vista Adobe, like past owners coming through on a month-to-month basis. It's incredible.
Are they
Nuts.
happy with that the tours are happening?
Yeah, they seem to be okay. I mean, it's been on hiatus now from the pandemic, but it's everything's friendly and curious, and they're very communicative. So
Yeah.
How
I
are
always wonder when
modeling things?
Oh, sorry, Todd. Go ahead.
No, you're okay. I was asking how the spirits were in that area with remodeling or
Yeah.
modern maintenance.
yeah,
Sometimes that upsets them.
Yeah. Usually when if they're just okay, whatever. This is my life, and suddenly there's remodeling. There's something gets knocked down. That riles them up even more.
oh yeah. There's like this historical case that my team's working on now, and they're doing all this remodeling, and sure enough, more activity.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, seems to be the name of the game.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of speaking, the OC Paracon. Let's talk about it.
Yay.
Talk about this huge event because this had to be a massive undertaking. Isn't this Anaheim's first, Henry?
Yeah. Well, maybe not the first, but definitely the first in this millennium. Because I when I first came here, I moved here to Anaheim at the end of 2019, and my thought was new city, new studios. I was actually going to get bigger studios and do kind of like what you guys are doing now, do live shows, video shows, and somewhere in that plan was to do a Paracon. I didn't think OC Paracon, just a Paracon.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, the show was born at a live event, and I've always covered them. They're always fun. It's fun meeting not just the speakers. A lot of them I know because they're guests on the show, but meeting the attendees, regular people who have an interest in the paranormal. I love meeting them.
Absolutely.
That's actually what I'm looking for really next week. but that wasn't the plan at the end of when I moved here in 2019. COVID in 2020 had other plans, as we all know. So, like we all mentioned earlier, none of us did anything in 2020 other than sit home and gain a few pounds. It's
right on.
Can't get rid of them. 2021, we especially because Doug Carnahan, he used to do Virginia City Paracon. 2020 actually was the 10th anniversary. It was the 10th one that he had done. So I'm glad. And one of our guys caught it on camera, but he had me MC the event. I'm glad nobody really mentioned it, and I remembered. And so when I did the introduction, everybody welcome to Virginia City. He didn't know I was going to do it, but I had everybody give him a standing ovation, and because like you said, it is hard work. And he used to tell me, he was like a second dad to me, so we would talk all the time, and he used to tell me how hard it is because he would do everything himself, printing the badges, selling, promoting, getting everything. But he loved it. That was his thing. That was his passion. And so everyone gave him a standing ovation, and he was Doug. He like gave me the fist bump, and then later on he gave me a hug. Like, I'm glad you did that, Bubba. Because nobody said anything that it was his the 10th anniversary. Now that he's gone, now I'm really glad that I got to do that in front of everybody. Everybody got to thank him. But because of that, really there were also because of 2020, but there were really no Paracons. We really didn't do anything. There was no Midsummer Scream. There was no the Queen Mary. Everything was shut down. Not Scary Farm. Disneyland, it wasn't even open. Nothing was open.
Oh, when Disneyland closes, that means business right
there. The world
there.
stops.
The world stops, folks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was. I mean, we have videos, and when I'm 70, 80, 90, if I have grandkids, great grandkids, I'm gonna show them. This is 2020. This is Disneyland. It was literally a ghost town. There was nothing was open. There was no one there. No cars. It was like being in The Walking Dead. You almost expected a what do you call those, the tumbleweeds to go across.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, but in 2021, I really wanted to do it, especially after Doug had passed away. But we still weren't quite out of the pandemic. So the hotel that we already booked everything, the hotel, and we were ready to go. The guests were ready to go, but the hotel, like everything, was telling us, yes, we can. No, you can't. Yes, you can't. No, you can't. So it's back and forth. So like most things that year, we did a virtual event. So technically, this is the second one, but it's the first in person because I vowed on the air on Paranormal Perception this year, no matter what, we're gonna do it in person.
Oh,
there better not be anything. You've got the storms. Don't send them this way. We don't want anything to.
It's gonna be perfect.
Not next weekend. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
All you want.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It almost baffles me how in Southern California there's not a lot of Paracons.
There really is.
It's weird. We need more.
Yeah, and
sure.
A lot of people have asked me because I've done other shows also promoting OC Paracon, and that question has come up is why do you think that is? Why do you think nobody does a pair? Not like horror film festivals or San Diego Comic-Con. We have plenty of those, as you know, Nicole. But an actual Paracon, like what this is going to be, and I now having gone through the process, and I can say we're almost done. We're almost there. But this is my theory. I think they're just afraid. They're afraid to compete with Disneyland, with Not Scary Farm, all the things that pop up. And there's something, in LA, whether in LA or here in Anaheim, and that's not all because a lot of people may not know Anaheim. Where's Anaheim? Disneyland. Everybody knows Disneyland. They even when people say I'm going to LA, they mean Disneyland. Disneyland's not in LA. Just letting everybody know it's in Anaheim. But there's other things in Anaheim besides Disneyland, but I think that's why they get scared to compete with Halloween time at Disneyland and Not Scary Farm and all the things that go on here.
That's a good point. That could be part of it. Absolutely, that might be all of it.
The other part, I'm starting to discover. The other part is because a lot of the paranormal celebrities, a lot of the people on TV, some of the teams, they're always at Paracons across the country because they're never here. They're always, like, for example, Patty called me Patty Negri a couple days ago. She's in Minneapolis or somewhere because there's a Paracon going on right now. So that's another reason why. It's because then they're all going to Scotland or to Ireland or somewhere in the UK. They're doing Dracula's Castle or whatever. And since nobody ever told them, hey, let's do a Paracon, they just book everything, outside of California, halfway across the country. And I will say also, I have gotten a lot of emails, not from you guys, from the speakers, but from the attendees who have bought their tickets, because all the VIPs were sold out like over in 3 days. They sold out.
That's awesome. Yeah. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that?
Yeah, and everybody else that's getting them, they send me an email, just wondering like where do we go and all that, and they're getting the detailed email later this week. But they all of them, every single one, they all say thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
And the biggest reason why is because I can meet Patty in my backyard. I don't have to go to Florida or to Scotland or somewhere to meet Patty. I can meet them, in our backyard. Oh, by the way, here in front of everybody, I should say thank you, Nicole, because somebody else from WLTK-DB has been added. Kelly
Yes.
she's going to be
Yay!
doing a live
I saw
numerology
that.
demonstration. Yeah.
Yeah, I just messaged her today. I was like, "Yeah, I can't wait to see
And it's
you."
and it's because of you, Nicole. So thank you for that.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Very good.
Yeah. See, so we'll have
Good
we need you, Todd. We're gonna have a WLTK family reunion there that weekend, next weekend.
Oh my gosh, totally.
Yeah,
I'm super
great.
excited.
That's
This
great
is
that
so
Kelly
great.
got added.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Now, where they can still get tickets. Can they get them at the door and all that good stuff? They go to ocparacon.com, right?
At the door, I'm not sure, because we were a week ago, we were halfway sold. Now we're more than half. I think it's going to be a sold out event. So today,
I think a lot of people wait till the last minute to get it too. Some people do that.
Yeah. Right now we've got a few hours. Midnight tonight, the 2-for-1 sale ends, and then it'll just be regular prices. And I'll have them up for sale till next Friday, the day or the day before. Or if they sell out before that, then obviously they won't be for sale at the door.
That's going to be awesome. I see it happening.
Yeah,
I definitely see it happening.
I will say there are still, because it's a separate ticket event, two things that we're doing on Saturday and on Sunday. Saturday night, Patty's going to end with a seance, and I've done a lot of seances with Patty at Paracons. I filmed a few of them with her. So when I did this, we both said, you got to do a seance. They said, of course, yeah, sure. So we're going to end with her. So there's tickets for that still available. And then my guys, Unearthing and the Supernatural, they're going to do something that no Paracon has ever done, ever. Mainly because nobody knows how. And they're calling it Tales from Before Creation. So what they're going to do is they're going to do a ceremony that usually isn't allowed to be done in public, but the entity, it's not a ghost, or it's not even Navajo. It doesn't have any affiliation to anything. It's a spirit that was there before any of us were here, before our planet was even here. His name is Jolska. And so he's going to come and not possess, but do like a mediumship and speak through Hero. And because he came to Hero and said, hey, you know what? I think it's time for all of you to learn some stories, because this ties in a little bit to something that happened completely unplanned, something that happened earlier this year at Vulture City. John Zaffis was there. The guys were there. I was there. They were doing an investigation, and they caught the cry of a thunderbird. And then they spoke to the Navajo elder, really to all tribes, all the elders, and they're worried because a thunderbird, while most people, when they heard it, oh, it's cool. Yeah, it's a cool sound, but it's not a good thing. Because
it's a bad omen, isn't it?
Yeah, the thunderbird signifies a huge cataclysm coming to the world, and if they're getting ready on their side, and now that Jolska, this spirit, comes and tells Hero they need to hear some stories about where you guys actually came from. I don't know if they're going to tell us, well, aliens are created. I don't think we're going to get those kind of stories, but just warnings, I think, is what we're going to get.
What's the origin of this entity? Like, what's the background of it?
I don't know. He's from before creation. He might tell us. He might tell us that story. That's something he'll probably share. I think you can ask him, because even though he's going to speak through Hero, Hero still has some control over himself. So you can ask questions of Zholska, and if you're there, Nicole, you can ask him, "Hey,
yeah, I'm gonna definitely pose that. Yeah, I think that's an interesting question.
It's like a trance channel almost, right? It's like he's just channeling this, and but yet he's perfectly open to questions. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, when they first explained it to me, he said it's possession. When he said that, I said, hold, no one's getting possessed at OC.
Yeah, he did. I don't think they meant it like that. Yeah.
He explains it. No, I get possessed, not me, but Hero gets possessed.
I think what he's saying is he's like channeling it.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting. And like I said, tickets are still available for that. That one they'll sell them during OC Paracon at their table.
And is that at the opening on Saturday?
No, that's the last thing. That's the closing.
Oh, okay. I mean, you probably said that. Hello, woo, been a long day.
Yeah,
it's been a long
Friday. Yeah,
yeah.
Now tell everybody how they can get it. They just go to the website. You got a 2-for-1 going until midnight, right?
Yeah, everything is there. I have the vendor maps. For the exhibitor rooms, I have the detailed schedule isn't up yet. It'll be up later this week because they're still moving a few pieces, but all info on all the guests, the tickets, obviously everything that you could possibly want to know is on ocparacon.com.
Yeah, I'm putting both your sites in there now.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I can't wait. And yeah.
And I'm just thank you for putting this on, Henry. Thank you for doing this. I know it's a lot of work. I know it's got to be exhausting for you.
Long checklist of things you got to check off.
Well, I thank Nicole a second ago. I honestly really got to thank you too, also, Todd, for putting the commercial on there.
Oh, absolutely.
I love it. Yeah. Whenever that music comes on, it's like, I love it. I've seen it like 100 times, but I love it. It's great.
Well, you're in it too.
I know. I can't get tired of it. It's awesome.
And before we take off, Henry, is there anything you want to say to the folks? Anything you want to give out? Let them know they can get in touch with you.
Yeah. The main thing is listen to Paranormal Perception. That's the weekly podcast. Every Friday is a new episode on You can find everything on all podcast platforms. But I always say, I didn't even know this. I found this out the hard way from listeners. When you go on like Spotify, all the usuals, there is a little bit of editing that they do because I guess they don't like what we're talking about or what the guests talk about. So if you want an unedited version, definitely go to the website, paranormalperception.show. There's no editing there. We don't censor anything, so you can get the full episodes there. And really, it literally is a new perception of the paranormal. We don't say we have the answers to everything because, like Doug and everybody says, we won't know until we get to that side. That's when we'll know what is on that side. But we do have explanations on what a lot of you may be experiencing or going through. We may have a new perception that you may not have thought of. So when you listen to the shows, to the people that come on, you might something that may be scary to you after you hear them. You might be, it's not that scary. It might be a friendly ghost. Maybe not Casper, but a friendly ghost.
Yeah. Well, Henry, you are awesome, my friend. I cannot thank you enough for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on here, talk about this, and tell everybody your story, your journey. It's been amazing. We're definitely going to have you back, my friend, if you'll come back.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun. It's fun talking to the two of you.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's fun chat. This has been awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And for everybody else, my goodness, it's about that time.
It's about that time.
We are going to be, let's see, next week we have got open discussion. We're going to have an open discussion night. So get your questions ready, all that fun stuff over there, folks. We're going to read some scary stories as well. Some of those have been submitted in, so we're going to get those into you as well. So definitely thank you each and every one for taking time out of your schedules to listen to the live show. If you missed the live show, don't sweat it. Just head on over there to WLTK-DB.com where you can find all the past shows. Just click on podcast or podcast if you want to listen or watch. Either way, download the mobile app. You can watch and listen to them through there as well. So thank you again to our guest, Henry San Miguel, and of course, Nicole. Thanks for coming on here. My goodness, it's always great doing shows with you. I've missed it.
I know. Me too.
But you folks have a fantastic weekend, and we will fill you in next week. Take care, everybody.
Good night, guys.